An amazing batch of Future Saga EZAs are on their way. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video, and as we await the part 2 banners, JP Dokkan has gone ahead and tweeted out the info for the upcoming EZAs that they had announced in yesterday's live stream. Very excited to take a look at what these guys do, because what we know so far is they're actually pretty good, and based on the way they're being handled, I'm thinking we have here a new EZA battle for these characters. So a 30 stone stage. I could be wrong, but it seems like that's mostly the case because none of these guys share Dokkan Awakening medals for a sub EZA, and 2 of them awaken via free-to-play medals. So an EZA battle would definitely cover all 4 of them, but we'll see what happens once they are officially released in game. But let's talk about what they do. So let's go ahead, let's start with the ZAMAZU, one of the ones out of the bunch I was looking forward to the most because of what his initial passive was, right? So let's look at his super attack. He is raising attack and defense for 1 turn. He's causing supreme damage and recovering 7% HP. That's really nice. He's going to be a nice additional recovery for Fuse ZAMAZU's team. Remember him, the AGL ZAMAZU, the Fuse ZAMAZU, and now this guy are all healing during the turn in which they're attacking, so same thing goes for this guy as well. On his passive, he's got attack and defense 180%. He's reducing damage received by 40%. He also has an attack and defense raise up to 120. The more HP, the greater the stat boost. So with all the healing that's going on ZAMAZU's team, it's actually really easy to keep up. He also reduces damage received by 20% when all allies attacking in the turn are Realm of Gods. He also launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, starting from the turn in which the character receives his 6th attack in battle. So, you might not see that last bit of his passive that often, because I'm going to assume, like most EZAs or even sub-EZAs of this caliber, you're probably going to run him as a floater, kind of the nice little top off there. So I'm imagining that's what he'll do. So you probably won't see him getting that last bit, but with 60% damage reduction and healing, that's actually really good. I do kind of wish he had some support in there, but I mean, just as kind of a extra fill-in-the-blank character for ZAMAZU's team, I think he's working just fine, right? Especially 60% damage reduction, along with his attack and defense raise. It's going to be really helpful for a fight like the Vegito fight, right? For example. Moving on, we have the STR Rage TRUNKS. Now, this is going to be interesting because this guy was like easily pre-EZA, bar the Tech GOHAN. He was probably the worst of the bunch, so I'm interested to see how this guy is. So he's greatly raising attack for the turn. He's causing supreme damage and raising his defense by 40% for 6 turns. So it's actually quite a lot. So if you can actually keep this guy on rotation, he's going to build up pretty nicely, given his new EZA stats. He's got an attack and defense 180%. Oh, nice. Like the ZAMAZU, he's now reducing damage by 40%. He's raising attack and defense up to 180%. Less HP remaining, the greater the boost. He also launches an additional super attack and effective against all types when there's a Realm of Gods category enemy. He also reduces damage received by 10% from the next turn after he performs the 6th attack in battle. So, I mean, if you're in like the Dismal Future Red Zone versus Goku Black or Rose and ZAMAZU, you know, you'll probably pick that extra 10%, giving him a 50% damage reduction pretty quickly. So honestly, he's not that bad. He's definitely matching the caliber of some sub-EZAs, and actually he reminds me a lot of the Int God Goku from the Saiyan Day batch of EZAs. This is another reason it makes me think this is going to be a batch EZA battle, a 30 stone stage, because of that. Remember that God Goku also awakened via the same way from a story event, and like the bunch that he EZA'd with, he was easily probably the worst of the bunch. And so far what I'm seeing, Trunks does seem to be that way. That's not to say he's bad, he just definitely isn't as good as some of the others from what I've seen already. But let's go ahead, let's take a look. Next we have the Trunks and MAI. These guys are greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing supreme damage and lowering attack and defense. They also have attack and defense 150% on their passive. They reduce damage received by 30% when all allies are Future Saga. They get key 3, attack and defense 150% when there's an ally whose name includes Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan on the team, and an additional attack and defense 100% when there's a Future Saga enemy. They also get an additional key 3 and attack 150% and performing critical hit when facing an enemy who includes the name ZAMAZU or Goku Black. So they could potentially see a huge amount of attack given, but the problem is a fight where you could actually pull that off isn't that long, at least not yet, right? Who knows how the rest of the Dismal Future Red Zones or the Divine Wrath stages will play out. If some of those stages end up being a little longer, you might be able to pull off some funny stuff with them. What's interesting about them is getting the lowering attack and defense. That'll make them very helpful for the Vegito fight, where he can be attack and defense lowered. Unclear yet if there are any changes to their active skill. Remember, they are a inner unit with an active skill. I know the conditions can't change, but in terms of what the effect does, I'm unsure if it changes. Like, if they can change it so it doesn't reduce your defense, because remember, their active skill massively raises the attack, but it does lower your defense. So I'm wondering if they could maybe remove that or give it something else. That'll be interesting, but so far nothing's seen here on the active skill. We probably won't know till their end game, but these guys seem really good. They'll be very helpful on the Future Saga. Like the ZAMAZU, I do wish these guys kind of had a little bit of support, but I will take a floating damage reduction unit that can at least help top off whatever enemy you're fighting, especially in the Dismal Future Red Zone for the Future Saga category, which kind of still needs all the help it can get. Moving on, we have the EZA Tech Super Saiyan GOHAN. This is one of the oldest cards in the game yet to receive an EZA, so it's finally nice that he's doing so. He is massively raising attack for 3 turns, causing supreme damage to the enemy, and that's actually really impressive. Massively raising attack on the super attack. I mean, that means he's probably going to be starting pretty low, but he's going to be building pretty well. And the defense raise for 3 turns is kind of nice, so that'll give him some staying power. On his passive, he's got attack and defense 158%. He gets an additional attack and defense 158 for 5 turns from the start of turn. He has an additional 158 when HP is 85% or less, and an additional attack and defense 58% when 58% or less. He gets Future Saga allies key 2, attack 30%, and a high chance of evading enemies' attack, and launching an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when there's an Androids or Future Saga category enemy. So again, it does seem like a lot of these are being designed to be used in that Divine Wrath story event and the Dismal Future Red Zone. This GOHAN actually seems really, really good. The defense for 3 turns is going to give him a little bit of staying power. The massively increasing his attack is going to be huge. It's going to allow him to really put on the hurt onto some enemies at the end of the turn. Him also supporting for Future Saga is very, very helpful given all he's done. Not a big fan of being stronger with the Leche HP, but then again, looking at the Dismal Future and the Divine Wrath stages, I mean, you're probably going to be really low on HP anyways because of how hard they hit, so I don't think it's that much of a deal breaker on them or on the Trunks, right? The Trunks has kind of the same thing going on where he gets stronger the less HP you have. So, I mean, that's it for these sub-EZAs. They actually, or batch EZAs, I guess we can call them. They're actually pretty good altogether. They aren't absolutely terrible. I mean, they're not going to be standouts like Dokkan Fest EZAs, but they'll get the job done. They'll help you guys who maybe are still pulling units to fill out some of these teams for the new characters. They'll definitely help out there. So I mean, that leaves us with one last thing to wonder, and that is, when the heck are we going to see these guys EZA? Because that's about the only thing missing that would top off this celebration. I'm imagining they'll probably be announced somewhere during part 2, but we shall see. So, anyways, guys, that is the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, which of the sub EZAs are you most excited for? I was excited for the STR Trunks. I actually, out of all of these, he was the first links that I got fully done out of this batch, and so I was really excited to see what he could do. But Trunks and MAI now has me very curious, so I can't wait to see them all in action. But let me know which one you're excited for in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.